that maybe some of the behavior that you'd seen as children through the maturation process would be eliminated. But yes, so spring break, a few weeks ago, they come home. Cass comes home, and if you guys don't have college students yet, what's interesting is that they feel like they cannot do laundry wherever they're at. Laundry can only be done at our house. So if it's been 2 months since they've been home, guess what they come home with? 2 months worth of laundry. So my eldest daughter graced me with that, with her, well, not graced me, graced our house with this room full of laundry. Hannah does her laundry, when the laundry basket, and like I'm seeing her in pajamas at school, I realize hasn't done her laundry. So both girls, so Cass comes home, I'm like, oh, so you want to get started on your laundry? Yeah, got lots of laundry. Okay, and Hannah's like all of a sudden very concerned about her laundry now, which had never happened before. So I'm like, no, Cass has more, we'll let her get started. So Cass starts the laundry, and things are going well, and I hear it go off, and Cass is on the brown couch, scrolling through the phone, watching TV. I said, hon, your laundry's done. Okay, Mom, I'll get right on it. Scroll, and I'm like, So, she's 23, so I feel kind of bad, writing her on this. So half hour, 45 minutes goes by, and, hey, hon, your laundry, yeah, Mom, yeah, I'm going to get that. So then, third time, hon, your laundry, yeah, Mom, 1 second. Like something magical is going to happen on Instagram that she has to really know before she goes and moves that laundry over. So then at that point, Hannah's hearing all this, and Hannah, being the baby of the family, which they tend to be instigators and that kind of thing, she looks over at me, and she raises her eyebrows at me, and I'm like, mm-hmm. So she runs to her bedroom. She gets this mountain of laundry. She's running through the house with her mountain of laundry. My 23-year-old realizes what's going on. All of a sudden, she's up off the couch, and they're both booking it to the laundry room. And I thought, you know what? This is a parenting win. I have pitted my children against each other. They're getting their laundry done, and it's a great day. Patting myself. So that's our laundry issue at the house. So then I thought, so this is my kids, and I thought, oh, I wonder if I was like that as a kid. No, not at all. I did everything my parents asked me to do when they asked me to do it. So I was thinking, and I remember back in high school, I went to Indio High. And every morning, my dad would worked in Indio, so we'd go to school together. He'd drop me off, and every morning, though, I'd need to iron my clothes. So I'd get up, and I'd get the ironing board out, set it up in the living room, because who doesn't want an ironing board in their living room? I'd iron my clothes, unplug the iron, and off to school I'd go with the ironing board and iron set up in my parents' living room all day. So my dad would be like, hey, Christy, do you mind when you're done using the ironing board, putting it away? Oh, no, Dad, I don't mind at all. I would love to do that. So next day, iron my clothes, off to school I go. Where's the ironing board? Living room. Hey, Christy, that's set up all day long in our living room. Could you put that away? Sure, Dad, absolutely. So day after day, we'd play this same rollout. I came home from school one day, go to my unmade bed, which, again, my poor dad would have died of happiness if I ever made that. And there's the iron and the ironing board. And I am so insulted. I'm like, oh, why is this, Dad? Oh, and then I look, and the iron had been set down, so all the water in the iron is now over my bed. And so now I'm indignant. I'm like, Dad, the mattress is covered with water. He's like, I kept telling you, had no remorse at all. So I'm like, ugh, So that was, I remember that as me as a child.
So obviously it doesn't matter what generation you were a part of as a kid. We all had conflict with our moms and dads or siblings, and sometimes it worked to the advantage of our parents, and sometimes we gave them gray hairs, right? And so we all as kids have all followed through and we've all not followed through with what our parents have asked of us. And maybe some of you are here with your moms. We have a bunch of moms in the room tonight, so we're super happy to see you guys all here. And maybe you're not with your moms, and maybe you don't live with your moms, so I don't know what situation you're coming from, but we all have some type of mom mentor in our life, right? And lots of times we don't quite give them what they're looking for, and we don't quite meet that expectation. And the Bible in Colossians 3:23 through 24 calls us to not only meet that expectation, but go beyond that. And it says, work willingly at whatever you do. It doesn't say work with attitude at things you like to do. It says work willingly. So do it because you want to do it at whatever you do. And so whether you like it or not, whether it's making your bed or your sports practice, or whether you like it or you don't. So work willingly at whatever you do as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. And so imagine if we were working for the Lord, like the God of like the entire earth that created us. I think we'd have a much better work ethic than if we were working for someone that we either really respect or we don't. And so it asks us to work for the Lord. And then it says, which I think this is pretty interesting, remember that the Lord will give you an inheritance as a reward, and that the master you are serving is Christ. And so, interestingly enough, I was kind of thinking about that inheritance as your reward. Like, what is that? And my take on it, as far as applying it to this message, is that God gave me you. And God gave you your mom. And God gave you your child. And so when we're given these people in our life, shouldn't we work as if we want to treat them with the highest respect? And, of course, this would go both ways. Follow through with what you tell your kids to do. Follow through with what you tell your moms to do. Like, this message can apply to both people. So serve as though your mom as if you would serve the Lord. Serve anyone as if you would serve the Lord. You can fill in that blank. That means somebody that you sit next to in class. That means somebody that you don't really like, and that's a good character building opportunity, right? And one thing that I think is super important is do what has yet to be asked of you, because it's so easy to, go home to school, take off your shoes, put them in the middle of the floor, walk away. Hey, can you pick up your shoes? Yeah. We can all do that. What if, this is a game changer, take off your shoes, take them to your closet, and then your mom doesn't have to ask you. There's stuff like that where we can take that extra step and we don't have to get them on our backs, right? Game changer, yeah. And one thing that I think is super important to do is expressing your appreciation, especially with it being Mother's Day. That's what the whole holiday is about, celebrating our moms, appreciating our moms. So it's kind of a given where on this day we tell them that we love them, we tell them thank you. But there's 364 days of the year where they might not feel that appreciation. And they might not feel that you do love them, which maybe inside you're like, yes, I do love my mom. I appreciate her making my lunch. I appreciate her waking me up every morning, buying me clothes, putting a roof over my head, working 20 hours, a day. Like, whatever it is, I don't know. Hey, that's what they do, feeding you, work. Working, work. So they're actually, working a lot more than what we might expect. And so unspoken gratitude isn't gratitude at all. And so if we don't say it, how are they supposed to know how we feel, right? And so my challenge to us as students is to show appreciation for your moms, not just on Mother's Day. And, go above and beyond with what they ask of us, because we are working for the Lord rather than for people, right?
Thank you. How many of you, when you were young children, had like these huge imaginations? You saw yourself like playing football, or that you could fly? Raise your hand. Huge imaginations when you were little kids. Okay. Well, still, yeah. Little kids, little dumplings. So, thinking back to my childhood, I realized I had the same thing. And so for some reason in my childhood, I cleaned a lot of bathrooms. I cleaned bathrooms at our church. I grew up, my dad was a pastor. He also had a tax office business. I cleaned the bathrooms there. I cleaned the bathrooms at our house. And what I remember is I remember my dad training me how to do that. He's like, Christy, come here, let me show you. So show me how to clean the tub and the toilet, and you get back there, back behind the toilet. It's gross. Yeah, do that. You end on the sink, and then he's like, and then on the faucet, make sure when you're done, you dry it with a towel and you get it nice and shiny. And so I'm like, okay, Dad. So I'm cleaning the bathroom. He'd come in and he'd be like, oh, Christy, this is the best bathroom I've ever seen. Look how shiny this faucet is. And I'm like, thanks, Dad. So like I'm cleaning the bathroom and I'm shining that faucet. And so I'm in this little house in Bloomington, California, but in my head, guess where I was? Any guesses? I was at the White House. I was at the White House cleaning the bathrooms, and I was cleaning them, and guess what happened? The president came in. He came into my bathroom, and he's like, oh, who cleans these faucets? Look how shiny they are. And I'd be like, I did. I cleaned those faucets. And then he'd say, so this gives you an idea of my time frame. He'd say, Amy, come meet Christy. She does, Amy Carter. And then Amy Carter and I, the president's daughter, would go and play in the bowling alley that they had there at the White House. So it brought me back to that part of the verse that says, whatever you find to do, do it as unto the Lord. So as we're cleaning the bathrooms, as we're doing those mundane things, whether we're students or moms, remember, it's not about the task, it's about our heart and what we're doing to serve. And then there's this quote that Pastor Craig says all the time, excellence communicates value. So when we're doing things really, really well, we're communicating value. And as I was cleaning those bathrooms, it communicated value for the church that we were in, our home, my parents and their instruction. And I just think that's a great life lesson that I always try to keep in my head. It doesn't matter from the lowliest of things that we do to the greatest, because God uses those small things to instill habits and traits in us that he can build on. And if we're doing sloppy work in our bathrooms, whatever those bathrooms are in our life, we're not developing the character that we need to be able to do really great things for God. When we talking to the students, and I think about what happens when the girls do something when they're not asked, or when they don't think that I'm looking and they want to do something. How many of you students have ever said in your life, my mom's always on my back? Raise your hand. Let's be honest here. Mom's on our back. Clean my room, do my homework, be nice to my sibling. Okay, so let me let you in. And I think sometimes as students, we think, our moms must enjoy that so much, right? Like they must really enjoy this because they do it all the time. I think without that, my mom would be sad. So really, I'm giving her this gift of my back to ride. So students, let me tell you, not the case, okay? Every time we have to ask twice, I say a little bit of my soul dies. Please pick up those shoes. For the love of God, move those shoes from my living room. So anytime that you students can take that next step and think, what could I do? Whatever I find to do is it unto the Lord. That we've got a purpose, we've got a greater calling on our life than just moving the shoes, but that's building character in our life.
Yeah, so how do you guys think that your relationship with your mom would look if you did follow through with what she was asking for you, or if you went above and beyond? So just kind of picture that. Would there be less bickering in the house? Would there be less attitude? Would there be maybe more opportunities for you to go out because your room's clean? Or maybe you won't be stuck in your room as much? I don't know. So kind of picture that. And now picture if God himself was asking you to do that. So you're in your room laying down. There's a bunch of laundry everywhere. Your bed's unmade. It's just a mess. And you all of a sudden hear, Kaylee, yeah, only Kaylee here. Please clean your room. It's me, God, asking you, Kaylee, please clean it. I'm pretty sure that everyone's reaction would be like, first of all, like, oh, okay, this is new. And then you would be probably cleaning that entire room so well because God himself had asked you. Now, maybe some of your parents have the ability to, kind of pressure you as if God would. I don't know, like, how much power they have over you, but if God was asking you to do the simplest thing, like clean your room, I'm pretty sure we'd all follow through with it, right? And so whether it's a small task like that, or maybe your mom needs some more help, or maybe your dad needs some help out cleaning the garage, or maybe there's something's wrong in your family and they really need you to be there as a support. If we start with the small tasks and follow through on those small tasks, when our parents need us in the future and need to rely on us for bigger things, especially when the dynamic between, the parent and, child changes while they grow older and we grow older, there's going to be a bond from throughout our childhood of trust that's going to back up those hard times in the future. And that's just like so many different parts of our lives where if we start small now, it's going to be a lot easier later. So just think about how would your relationship look with your mom if you started with the small things now.
Right. And I think, what Hannah's mentioning is exactly right, that when students can take that extra step and think, how can I, just do what's asked, do it quickly, do it without complaining, it really can change the conflict in the house and bring that tone down. You get a lot more trust, you get a lot more freedom when that happens, and it's a great thing. We've been talking tonight about God gave me you, and one of the great joys of my life, probably the great joy, is the opportunity I've had to have Cass and Hannah, and I just thought today, like, I gave birth to my best friends, and like what a what a neat treat that is. But also I was thinking, God gave me you, God gave me SRSM, and I love you guys, and I see potential in you, and I think God's calling you to do incredible things. And I wanted to take a moment, and I wanted to talk to the moms in the room. We've talked a lot about the students and things they can do, and I was thinking back to how I was raised, and I remember my dad telling me, he's like, Christy, he's like, I want to say yes to you 100 times for every time I have to say no to you. And that was just like so cool, and that was really how they raised me. They wanted to say yes at every single chance they gave. He said, then sometimes he would follow it up. He's like, but don't ask me questions that you know the answer to, because I hate saying no to you. And I thought, okay, that makes sense. So in our house, when we were growing up, there were questions that we would never even ask. So for us, we would never, like, it would have been laughable if we had said, hey, can we stay home from church today? Like, my parents would have been like, that one's funny, So, like, there were things in our lives, and really what was interesting about the way I grew up is, I'll tell the kids sometimes, is that I was raised kind of Amish. Wasn't allowed to wear jeans, didn't see movies, couldn't go to dances, like all these crazy things. And what's interesting is that we never felt like we were being put down on, because, man, and they had all their reasons, if they could make it happen, they made it happen. They loved to say yes to us. And my brother and I respected them enough that we really tried not to ask things that we knew were no's. And the other thing that I think is a big thing when we're raising our kids is that sometimes people think that kids need to respect their parents, which obviously they do. It's one of the 10 Commandments. But I think that respect has to go both ways, because their value is no less, Hannah's value is no less than my value. We're all created by our Heavenly Father who loves us, and we need to see that in our children, and we need to be respectful of them at all times. And I think one thing that I see that can frustrate kids to no end is when we as parents don't keep our word. And we say, yeah, we'll take you to the park oh, no, sorry, hon, I got busy. Well, you know how deflating that is for a kid, and I would just encourage all of us as parents and people who have students underneath us in any form, when we say we're going to do something, we do it. And that, for me growing up, my dad said, unless we're sick or dying, once we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. So just a little something that meant a lot to me when I was growing up, and I tried to carry that over to the girls and of course, with the students. So there may be times where you're like, I don't know if we can do that, and that's a better answer than saying, yeah, we'll do that, and then not following through. So I just encourage us as moms to, whenever we can, keep our word to our students at all costs, and just remember that our students, that thought of mutual respect, that it goes both ways, and they absolutely need to respect us, but we need to respect who they are and who God created them to be, and just help them grow into the amazing young men and women that God has a call on their life to be. And we're going to close this part in prayer right now. Dear Lord, I thank you for each student that's here tonight, and I thank you for each mom who's here tonight. And we just know that as moms, our greatest desire is to see our students grow to love you and serve you and be happy, productive members of society that are making a difference in the world, dear Lord. And I pray for all of us moms that you'll just give us the wisdom of Solomon when we don't know what to do and what to say, that we'll rely on your Holy Spirit's guidance and leading. And I pray for every student here that their hearts will be turned to their moms, that they'll be respectful and kind and looking for ways to show that respect in their daily lives. And we just thank you for each person who's here tonight. And as we go into our small groups, I just pray there'll be a time of encouragement and learning about each other and just growing closer to each other. And we commit this next time of our service to you, dear Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Okay, I think we're going to skip that video, and we're going to go into small groups. So what we do almost every time we have service at SRSM, we have a message, just very similar to what we've done tonight. And then we go into small groups. And so you as a mom, if you have kids in different, like 2 kids, jokingly I say pick your favorite, go with them. Just kidding. You can spend some time in one and then move on over to the other if you want. And middle school girls are in the preschool room. High schoolers are in the baby nursery, and that's always a treat because those high schoolers, for some reason, love to sit in those baby swings. So, and it's always our biggest boys in those little swings, rocking back and forth. And then middle school boys are going to be back in Surf City. Okay, so we will go there, and then we'll come back here in about 20 minutes.
Now the silence breaks in the name of Jesus. As the heavens cry, let the earth respond. All creation shouts with a voice of triumph to declare the reign of the Lord our God. We will not be moved when the earth gives way, for the risen one empty grave, for the risen one is overcome. We will not be moved when the earth gives away, for the risen one is overcome. And for every fear there's an empty grave, for the risen one is overcome. you sing. Oh, so I will let you draw me out beyond the shore into your grace. Oh, your grace is your love in wave after wave, crashes over me, crashes over me. desire will burn our hearts with truth. You're the reason we're here. You're the reason we're singing. Open up the heavens, we want to see you. Open up the floodgates, a mighty river flowing from your heart, filling every part of our praise. was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I made. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my tomb, yeah, till I made. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. Listen, the old made new. Jesus, when I met you, oh, what a day when you called my name. Come on, and I ran out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. This is my story. This is your story. Come on, listen. I needed rescue. My sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter. I was an orphan. Now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future. My eyes are open. 'Cause when you call my name, shout it. I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name, and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Oh, come on, hey. 2017, let's hear it. The loudest shout you've got in you. Give it to us. Come on. song that will never die. I know your love is the reason why. I'll sing the night into the morning. I'll sing the fear into your praise. I'll sing my soul into your presence. Whenever I say your name, let the devil know not today. Tell me, did the enemy panic as you took up that cross? Tell me, did the darkness cry mercy as you rolled back that pride? 'Cause I know your life is the life in mine. I know your love is the reason why. I'll sing the night into the morning. I'll sing the fear into your praise. I'll sing my soul into your presence. Whenever I say your name, let the devil know not today. Whenever I say your name, Jesus, let the devil know not today. Not now, not ever again. Look out of the window with all my heart, but I'll find love in the same soil and fall apart. Maybe we can be something new. Are you ready for us? 'Cause I'm ready for you. Are you ready?
Haley
We
and
can be something.
Kennedy, come on up, ladies.
'Cause I'm ready for you. Look out of the
Hi guys, I have a really big special announcement. Next week is parent night, and we're gonna have a watermelon eating contest, and then for snack we're gonna have walking tacos. It's gonna be super fun.
All right, so we are starting a student worship team here, so if you are interested in playing an instrument or sing, talk to me or Miss.Durkee. And now I think we're gonna get into the raffle. Newbie night, did you want to talk about that?
And then we have newbie night in 3 weeks.
Perfect. Okay. It's for all our incoming, so in 3 weeks, June 3rd, our incoming fifth graders are coming up into sixth grade, and we have a huge Nerf war that's going to be super fun. And all our eighth grade middle schoolers get to come into the high school group, which is super, super fun. So June 3rd is when all that happens. And now we're going to tell them what they're going to win, ladies. Where'd my, oh, here it is.
2 movie tickets. What else is in there? $20 to Panera. And then candy. So you can take your favorite child to a movie and lunch. I can't look. David Talley.
Okay. Well, you know, you do what you got to do, buddy. There you go. That's it. That's the gift cards and everything. Panera. Love, love, love. Okay, so now, students who are here and your mama's here, go back to the conference room and get their desserts and bring them out their desserts. And we're going to serve you guys desserts, and we're going to watch if you haven't heard Tim Hawkins, he's this funny Christian comedian, singer, and he's got a little thing on parenting. So we're going to watch that. So enjoy.
Communicate to music. I just started communicating with music to my kids. They don't listen to me talking anymore. I just use their songs and get my point across. You know, seriously, you should try it. It's awesome. They do listen. We're at the mall the other day. They're just begging me for an iPhone for an hour. I finally said, dude, I'm not gonna buy you an iPhone, 'cause you asked for it like you need one. You don't. I'm not gonna buy you an iPhone. You're insane if you think I'll pay for it, so be on your way. I'm not gonna listen. Go away. You're wasting all your time. Here's a dime if you find a payphone, but no iPhone today. And that's what I do. I got an older kid now, man. I had to use a Chris Daughtry song the other day. You stayed out too late last night. I heard you sneaking in, hanging out at who knows where. Don't even try to blame this on your friends. Trust me,
All right,
dude,
all other
it won't
kids can go
happen
get their
again.
desserts. It's in the conference room.
You're staying home. It's the place where you belong. You done wrong and now you're grounded for a week. I still love you, but you keep breaking your curfew. And you'll regret how late you chose to be. Your abuses and excuses are getting old. So you're staying home. You're staying home. What about John Mayer, man? He's gonna have kids someday in the car. I think he might write this song. You better quit all that complaining. Don't wanna hear another sound. If I hear any more whining, I'm gonna turn the car around. You got a little television, and you had enough to eat. If you don't change your disposition, I'm gonna leave you on the street. So I'm waiting for your attitude to change. I keep on waiting for your attitude to change. You say that I ain't fair. I guess that would matter if I care. So I keep on waiting for your attitude to change. I had to write a Jason Mraz song the other day for my kids. Oh, I found something under your bed, I smelt it. An old bologna sandwich with some cheese that had melted. Fell right through the cracks, and it's getting funky bad. Go get a paper towel and some Febreze. Open up a window, man, that stinks. Get down on your knees and clean that rug. Oh, it's time to fumigate your bedroom, boy. It cannot wait. Good Lord. Oh. So I think guys like rock stars and stuff, they're gonna have kids, man. I think James Blunt will have kids, like a daughter. And one day I think he'll suffer like me with overprotective dad syndrome. He might write this. You're not too brilliant. You're not too brilliant. You're not so bright. Saw you with my daughter just last night. You were hanging out at Subway. You were holding hands. Let me talk slowly, boy, so you'll understand. You imbecile. You imbecile.
You guys, we have tons more back there, so go back for seconds and thirds.
Stay away from my angel.
before we leave, we're going to take a huge group picture, so no one leave.
Only when I'm dead and blue will I let her be with you.
How about Beyonce? Open minds, California, open minds. She'll have kids. She'll be like, to the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box to the left. You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I can make another you in a minute. Did you roll your eyes at me? No, you didn't. No. I think finally, I would love to see like a Bono from U2 had kids. I would love it. I think it would go something like this. Hear the car out in the drive. See us all waiting outside. And we wait for you. We're going to the store. We've waited long, we won't wait more. And we'll leave without you. Leaving without you. Leaving without you. Oh, we will leave with or without you. Let's go. Go. Leaving without you.
Well, moms, we just hope you felt loved on tonight, and we loved having you here, and this was super fun for me. I hope you all had fun. And I would like to get one ginormous group picture of everyone. Jackson, could you put up the Happy Mother's Day logo thingy back here? And then if we could just have everyone come up here, and we'll get a picture. We may have to, like, scooch some of these tables back. So my big, strong boys could do that. That'd be awesome. Oh, and since we've got more gifts, I'm going to raffle off gifts while you guys make your way up here. We've got flowers, all sorts of things. Jeremy, come get a wife for a wife. Come get a gift for your wife, Kelly. We've got flowers, recipe, books, candles. Okay. Dallas, come get a gift for your mama. Come on up, Dallas. Anything up here? No chocolates, but we've got tons of brownies in the conference room. Flowers, pick your color. Caleb, another gift for your mama. Okay, let's see. Lisa T, raking it in tonight. Come on up. Oh, is that Ashton? Come get something for your mama. Let's see. Sebastian, come get something for your mama. Mia, Kelly, you're making a... Okay, how many more do we have? 4 more gifts. Abby. Okay, we'll get her. Let's see. Who's this? Maribel? Maribel, come on up. We've got 2 more gifts. Okay, I need all students up here, por favor. Connie. Okay, I think that's our last gift right there. Just so they're sad. Okay. Oh, right, she's right behind you. Okay, can you go? Should I take the? Do you have my camera? Yeah, exactly. Josh is in the front. Jeremy? Oh, do you want to take it? Oh, okay, sure. Oh, you guys are so cute. Okay. Yes. Is that good? Try to get with your kid. Unless they stink too bad, then you don't have to. I'll come right there. Is everyone in? David Norman Talley?
I'm posing. All right.
You get
All
your...
right, Hannah. I'm getting a 10. I am getting a 10
good?
upper body. Whatever, guys.